this week. Trust the vision, trust the inspiration, trust the deeper inspiration that's coming up from inside of you that was wanting to carry you forwards more than you trust other people's skepticism, the conditioning that you may have received as a small child or at school or whatever it is. You know, this week, very much the message is time to start trusting yourself. Now, I'm suspecting if you are seeing this video right now, because I was just like, right, what's the message? I was literally just like, what is the message for the audience that most need to connect with what I have to say this week? And I was just getting it's trust yourself, basically. And this seems to be the expansion on this. Like, okay, so as a small child, you were probably conditioned to trust other people and over and above your own judgment. You were probably told that you were a certain way by your parents. You were probably told that you were a certain way by school. You were probably told that you were a certain way by all your peers around you and your friends and yada, yada, yada. Okay. And you were probably told that the world works a certain way and all sorts of things. Okay. That when you first landed here, you knew that you had so much like possibility and potential, and you shrank yourself because of the things that you were told by the people around you who had already shrunk themselves. And, you know, I see this a lot all the time. Like, I know this is something I've experienced too. So, like, this feels like a really pertinent thing to talk about. You have a vision. You have things that align with the highest and greatest good of yourself and your idea of what brings you actual joy in life. I'm going to say highest and greatest good of all, harm to none. Like, everyone has some kind of, like, every fucking person who's born on this planet has something that they're here to do that's to do with, you know, people have all these theories about why we're here on earth. You are here to create. You are also here to learn, to expand, to explore who you are, to explore the world. Where we fall down is we make choices, basically, where we're trained not to listen to our inner voice, and we're trained to basically listen to everyone around us and other people instructing us on what to do rather than listening to our own intuition. Okay, and everyone's intuition is giving them a different message, because you're not here to be the same as everyone else. You're not here to be a sheep, neither is anybody else. Your path does not look the same as anyone else's. Okay, therefore other people telling you what is right and wrong for you and how to do things and how to behave, etc., is not fucking useful. Okay, biggest thing that I teach in my group programs when I talk to my one-to-one clients is like, when you strip away all the things that you've been taught about yourself by other people that are quite often based on their prejudices, perceptions, quite often quite distorted view on things, when you strip all of that away, what is it that you feel like you're here for? Now, you need to be able to answer that question. I don't like, you can say it in the comments here if you like. You, by all means, please. In actual fact, yeah, fuck it. I would like to hear. Tell me in the comments what you feel that it is that you're here for. Like, and I'm not talking about according to your astrological chart or something that someone told you once. Like, what are the things that light you up? What are the things that you feel passionately connected to that are nothing to do with other people's opinions? Okay, and I do feel like this is sort of the underlying message of everything. This whole thing of trusting yourself means being able to put other people's opinions to one side and being able to feel what the right choices are for you, being able to feel those right choices for you, which to someone else might be like, oh my God, that would be a disaster if you do that. But you have an internal voice telling you that this is a right choice for you. You also have an internal voice that will tell you that that's a wrong choice for you if you're listening to it. As someone who has fucked up royally on a number of occasions on this score and learned the hard way to really trust my intuition, that as someone who painted red flags green and all of the other things that one does, you know, especially if you were trained into being a people pleaser, if you're a parentified child, any of that shit, okay, you will have a habit most likely of making the decisions and doing the things that you feel will cause the least fuss in other people. And in the process, you shrink yourself, okay? And it is not your job to shrink for other people. It is your job to pinpoint the things that you desire to experience, to do, to create, to be in life, and to fucking do those things, to be those things, to create those things, to be that person. Okay, and I will also say alongside this, you know, again, fitting in with me producing that reboot for Clarity on your sex, Soul's Next to Line Step. Jesus Christ, where did that one come from? Basically, your soul's next aligned step in any scenario is not necessarily what other people will be telling you to do. This is why I produced that reboot for Clarity. You can connect with that and avail yourself of it by going to the link in my bio. There's a Stan store, there's a link tree. I'll put URLs on here if you're on TikTok. Okay, if you're in other places, go to my bio. Basically, or look at the URLs. If you can see a URL on the screen, type it into your browser address bar. $23. I could sell it for a lot more money. It's incredibly powerful. Okay, if you have something you're wanting to create, you don't know what your next step is, this reboot, if you use this reboot, this specific reboot with that, there's like, it comes with instructions on how to work with it. There's 2 different ways that you can work with it. You will actually have very, very clear knowing of what your next step is. And you will also have any fear or whatever of taking that step moved out of the way. So you will be motivated as fuck to actually do the thing. Okay. And this will all be based on self-trust rather than someone else's step-by-step program. I know there's a lot of people out there selling their processes and formulas for how to do this, along with all the steps of how things work for them. That shit doesn't work, okay? Your soul knows what it wants to do. Your soul is trying to communicate with you what you're here for, okay? This reboot is designed so that you can hear your soul's voice and basically not have resistance to taking the action, to like being in that flow of taking the actions that you need to take for you yourself. You will see results. I can guarantee you that. I've used it. It gets results. Gets the results that are right for you, and it gives you the steps that are right for you without me telling you what those steps are. It opens up that flow of inspiration, okay? And when I'm talking about trusting yourself, this is such an important part of that. Okay, so this week, trust yourself. If you have trouble trusting yourself and you don't know what your next step is, get yourself the reboot for Clarity on your soul's next aligned step. And yeah, pay $23 for it. Work with it. You will create movement and momentum where there previously hasn't been, where you've previously been like, oh my God, I don't know what to do next. Okay. But yeah, the trusting yourself thing, so important to understand and to realize and to remember that it's not about the peanut gallery. None of this stuff is about the peanut gallery ever. Your soul is trying to communicate to you what your next moves are in any given direction. There could be several different things that you want to do. Okay, there are steps for all of them. Your soul knows what they are. This reboot will help you sort that shit out, okay? I'm sending you so much love. This week, trust yourself. Trust yourself. Not the peanut gallery. Not other people's opinions. Trust yourself. Mwah!